right? So I'm going to show you if statements in Python, and they're basically one of the most important features or functions basically in programming, because this is the base of programming. So what we're going to do is I'm going to specify a variable of called age, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure it's integer, and then from here what I'm going to do is I'm going to specify an input, and another, basically the header of input is going to be enter your age, right? Now what I like to do every time I put, like for example, an input, what I like to do is put two dots, or I don't know what this is called, and then a space. The reason is because when I enter an input, then it's just going to be like it's more formatted, right? I'll show you this. Well, I mean this in a second. Actually, I can do this right now. If I just run this, there you go. So as you can see, it says enter your age. But if you remove this, right? Let me just cancel this. As you can see, it says like, look, I'm typing here, right? So what I like to do, as I said, I like to do two dots and just so we're gonna put 24, for example, and as you can see, it didn't do anything because there's no if statements and there's no further code. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna program it right now. Now I'm doing this from the command line. The reason is because it's more clearer. If I run this in the Visual Studio Code, it's just a bit messy and it's hard to see for the video. So I'm doing this with the command line. So if age equals, greater than or equals to, let's say 18, right? And we're going to output a message. If you are now legally allowed to drink, right? And now we're going to put an else statement. You are, I just noticed for some reason I put message. I was thinking, why is it not working? It's not message. I don't know where I got MSG from, but it's basically, it's print. You are now, no, you can't drink. You can't drink, right? So now if I save this program and I test it, if I basically run the program, so I'm going to put 17, for example, you can't drink, right? If I run the same program and I put 21, as you can see, it says you are now legally allowed to drink, right? So this is the basics of if statements. I hope you understand the basic. Okay, but now you may ask, what if I want to add another if statement? You can do that very, very simply, right? So what I recommend doing is just leaving else and just add if age, let's say, greater than 60 or equals to 60. What we're going to do is we're going to just print you are 60 years old, right? For example, or above, right? As an example. And as you can see, there's no problem, which means it's correct as of now. Let's test it. And it says enter your age. I'm going to enter 25. And as you can see, it says you're now legally allowed to drink. Let's try this again. Let's enter 67. And as you can see, we got two inputs. You are now legally allowed to drink. And it says you are now 60 years old, right? So this maybe is designed your purpose, has been basically the purpose you wanted or the output you wanted. However, what we can do is we can make this that only gives us one input or output, right? So what we're going to do is we need to add basically and, right? So we're going to do and age, if age below, basically let's do 259, right? I'm going to end this, and as you can see, if age from basically 18 to age 59, it says you are now legally allowed to drink. And let's add from if age, actually let's do elif is just else if age, let's do above 60, right? And let's do print you are 60 years old or above. Congratulations, right? And this should work. And maybe I have to do that. Oh, I done it wrong. I need to do it. There we go, right? And if I'm possible, yeah, there we go, right? So if I save this and I run this again, what this should do basically is if I enter my age, so I'm going to enter, let's say 53. As you can see, it says you're now legally allowed to drink. Let's enter 63, and as you can see, it says you are 60 years old or above. Congratulations, right? So very simple. And if I enter again, if I enter 17, it says you can't drink, right? So this is the proper basically functioning of the program, and that's what I wanted it to do, right? So I hope you understand this basic basically statements. Actually, I might break this down, this program again. So what happens is if age to 18, right, or equals to, these are the operators. If greater than or equals to 18, and if the age is below or equals to 59, so between, so we're putting a range. The range of between 18 to 59, including 59 because it's equal to, basically it says you are now legally allowed to drink. And if it says basically equal to or 60, so anything to 60 and above, right, it could be in 50,000, it says you are now 60 years old and above. Congratulations. And if there's anything else, so 17, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it says you can't drink, right? Now, also what you can do is you can use strings, right, or text. For example, let's do username, let's actually do text equals input, right? I'm going to just enter your username. I'm going to do a colon here, right? And then if I do basically, right now, let's actually check for username. So what we're going to do, our username is going to be admin. So let's do text equals, right? For text, for strings, you have to do double quotations. And if you do admin, right, and you do basically a colon, and now if you just do print, and I'm just going to call let's put welcome administrator, and now let's do else, two dots, colon, and print. I can't see my keyboard, wrong username, right? God damn it, I can't see my keyboard. There we go. Right, there we go. Right, let's run this program again, and enter username. I'm going to enter admin123. Wrong username, as you can see, because it doesn't equal to admin. And let's enter admin with small, make sure it's small, as you can see, because basically it has to be perfect. Right, so I've just changed the program a little bit to show you guys if you want to have like 2 inputs, or if you want to basically make it not case sensitive, right? This is obviously very, very basic. There's 500 ways to do this, but just for simplicity, I want to show you guys how to make it like 2 inputs. You can actually do, let's actually make it like cookid. And I'm going to save this, I'm going to run this program again. Right, so if I just run this again, Python examples. Now also I know you guys may ask, like, how do I get this to run through the command line? What you need to do is you need to have Python installed, obviously, and then just through the command line, you need to launch the command line, make sure that the file is in the same directory that you're currently in, and you just need to basically put the name of the file into the command line, right? As soon as you run it, it's going to run for you, and I'm just going to put admin. Right, just make sure it's correct. As you can see, it says welcome administrator. Let's run again. Let's put cookid. And as you can see, it says welcome administrator. If I put anything else, a wrong username, as you can see, it's working, right? So just to clarify, if you want to have basically like 2 inputs, you need to put a variable twice, and then you need to put or. Right, so I'll just show you for the last bit of the video, I'll show you how basically this would look like in a system environment, right? So what we have is basically a directory being created. And if the directory doesn't exist, so false, right? If it doesn't exist, it will actually create the directory for you, right? As you can see. And if it does exist, it will just print the value, basically saying dir not created since it exists, right? So very, very basic, but basically important. If you want to create any directory or any checksum in the system, this is one way to do it, right?